Hello, people of New Halge or Old Halge. Smoggy will tell us what it is. I hope you're having a good afternoon, morning, or whenever you're watching this. I don't care if it's 3 weeks from now. I don't care if it's right now when I'm standing here. We're standing here in New Halge City, looking at how it's going to look. Hopefully, in about how long would you say, Smoggy? A month?
Not a month. Way closer than a month. Let's see a few weeks out. You know,
Good. Yeah.
I mean, even more than a few weeks out.
hmm Well, I'm sure that the people are dying to know, where are all the people? We're kind of
Well,
sparse when it comes to population.
the population it isn't ideal. Um, as of now, this is a major step towards getting a higher population. Once we have this area developed behind us, in game, as we're in a creative world. This will just invite a ton of new people, and the events that we'll be hosting, the religion that we're yet to pick, that we'll put in that cathedral up there, and all the other cathedrals in Halge. That will all bring like a ton of activity to the nation, undoubtedly. Undoubtedly.
Folks at home, we are sorry about the shoddy camera work. The camera sensitivity is a little bit high, and I have to fix it at some point. Sorry. Um, yeah, unrelated. Anyways, let's get into it. So, you're saying that currently the population is sparse because of what? It's just we need to do more development. We need more
I, I
stuff.
was that was a question I was looking for a while, because I thought I was checking all the boxes,
hmm
but the more I looked around at other nations, saw what they were doing, which I've been doing for the past few days. I ended up finding out that events and religion, the two things that we lacked, were a major component of every nation. It's a major piece of activity. So whether it be in Minecraft lore games or uh, you know, religious events or writing lore or outside of Minecraft, playing like Hoi 4 or something, those all bring a community together. And that's something that we were lacking and that this will bring.
So, going on that note, you're saying that in the future people can look forward to more events, more community building things?
Yes, 100%.
That would sounds like it'd be a lot of fun, you know?
Yeah.
So, with concerns that maybe these events could draw the focus away from Stoneworks, could that be a potential way that that could run? Or is it all events lead to further dedication to Stoneworks?
I'd go with the second option. This it's not going to pull us away from Stoneworks.
Mhm.
A majority of events, I hope, well, they will be done in game or at least on Discord and related to Minecraft. Those outside ones, those are mainly going to be niche groups that enjoy certain other games. That
So,
they could familiarize themselves.
thus far, there's a trend here where Hald seems to have a small population. So I think that that can bring us on to the old Hald, right? Was that something that they lacked? Not enough community events?
Uh, It depends what college you're talking about. With Solion and college, they only had religious events, and they were sparse and few in between. A major other component that they lacked was they didn't recruit in the first place. There was nobody to hold the events for. In Old College, it was because of the old leader's activity, and prior to him becoming more inactive, there was a lot of people. I think to some point there was, I want to say 40, 50 active people in a town square sort of like this in the Hulled city.
So can you tell us the distinguishments between the old Halge and this new Halge that you're bringing to the picture? Sorry if I don't get them to your exact specific things. I'm still confused.
Um, I mean, main difference is it's a whole new world. Uh, Other than that, there's a lot of similarities actually. We're in the same sort of climate, tundra, snowy, and spruce and taiga. And I've brought back a lot of old halogens. That was one of the main things I wanted to do with that's one of the major points on my plan. Is if I bring back Old Halge, I need to bring the people with me. I couldn't bring them all back, but I've brought a lot of important people. And some other differences, other than being on new worlds, different leadership, different government structure. The diarchy is a big change from the old Halls government. And yeah,
So, on the subject of the government, why is the specific government you have designed, as well as me and Flint, that we designed, why is it the best possible government for Halge? What is the ministries and the House of Commons? What does that bring to the people and to help out with a functioning administration?
um, sorry, you're asking for the differences?
No, I'm saying, what does the current government structure,
How's it
what
good?
does it bring to the table? Why is it the
So,
best government for us as a people?
other nations, it'll be different. Circumstances vary. Oh, Michael's coming. Um, he's up there. In our case, it's actually me and Michael for the most part. The diarchy is a major change, and, and him running externals and me running internals is very good. Before with Popular Guy Gaming, the old leader of the old college, he he had to focus on both ends. But with Michael doing all the diplomacy and me doing all the internals, it makes it way easier for both of us to get more done. And the ministries are, they help manage specific things compared to what we wouldn't have in the first place, what Old Hodge didn't have. I'm comparing. Uh, and what else? The House of Commons, the House of Lords. I think it's good for us because there's a lot of claims in New Hodge. There's undoubtedly going to be a lot of claims because we have so much land, and the representing them in the government is really important. Oh, he's shooting me. Yeah, and then House of Commons is really important as well, so we get the people's voice. And otherwise, it would just be feudalism, which it's all right, but having that extra event of elections
Hmm.
monthly is really good for the community and the nation as a whole.
So, how does a member of the populace become become someone a member of the House of Commons, or become a member of the ministries, or maybe even a lord themselves?
So for House of Commons, it's this time around it's on the 5th. But every every month there will be an announcement in citizen announcements where you can nominate yourself to be candidate for your specific region, and those nominees they will end up being put on polls and they'll be casted in their individual regions, and whoever gets the most votes shall be put in. With ministries, there's a lot of the ministry. It's the main way you get a job in the nation. I think it's the primary, if not only way unless you're joining a private business. There's so many ways for you to make money and for you to contribute to the nation through the ministry. And yeah. And then with the House of Lords, it really comes, uh, unless you're going to become a governor, which is a role that you can't really easily be put into. You need to be good at running a town or being a person in the House of Commons in the first place. You need to build yourself up to get to the House of Lords role. Okay. Um,
The,
that's great.
I'm
This is
sorry,
great.
this is a mild interruption in our otherwise very fruitful conversation. We're just gonna pretend like it's not
Hmm.
happening here. Um, the I'm sorry, I'm blanking here on this because of this. Um, the the structure, I feel like most citizens haven't read the Constitution, and I feel like if you haven't, you should. But without that, I think that they want to know, what is the difference between the And I know it's not described within the Constitution. So, what is the difference between the King of Domestic Affairs and the King of External Affairs, of Foreign Affairs? I mean,
I mean, it's decently outlined in the Constitution. It's mainly done by, word in between us in a verbal agreement, but
and
it isn't outlined in the Constitution.
what's to stop the King of External Affairs from breaching that? Or the King of Internal Affairs breaching that.
Well, it's unilateral trust in each other, and we both are really great leaders. We have a lot of experience in this nation and previous nations, and know how to run a government properly. And we know where our jobs stand and where they don't. There has been some crossover, which we've both agreed on is good. Michael's helped build. He's helped done a lot of other things, and I've helped him out in some diplomacy when he's otherwise, elsewhere, because there's a lot of diplomacy going on right now.
Uh, yes. Thank you for bringing us around to the next subject. How are our the ethos integration? I hope I'm saying that correctly. Um, what was the reasoning behind that? Because to me, it seemed like Halge did not receive very much out of that agreement.
Um, this dabbles into classified information that I would need some clearance to speak about, but you'll know in a few months. That's all I have to say right now, but it will help us out majorly
So
in many
now
aspects.
I hope I'm not crossing into the classified information category, but I hear that there is a war on the horizon. Uh, is that
Yes.
is that have to do with the ethos integration?
Um, possibly.
Okay, so I'm trying not to. I'm trying to tiptoe around this. So with this war on the horizon, I hope people want to know. Can we be sure of a total victory here?
Oh, most definitely. The people and the friends and connections that we've made uh, in Rathnir, in Abex Hills, in Eldom, they have all helped a lot for this um, union and for this
Hmm.
protection against external threats.
Yes. I
And we
heard.
can be almost guaranteed victory.
I very much. I also saw that. Let's talk about Haljan integrations here. The Gerarian integration, that was a triumph from my understanding of it.
Yeah, it was. How do I put this? It was. It was something. It was more of helping out a friend than trying to force people under us. They needed a lot of support, and that's what we've given them. They've actually become a major focus of our industry, and that can only come from us trusting them to stay under us. And, that's something we've achieved. That's what you're trying to poke at.
Well, no, I was trying to, talk about triumphs and trials, how the duality of Halge, how it can survive and triumph at the same time. I think it's beautiful,
Mm,
poetic in a way.
sure, sure.
So, I also understand that we finally got the ministries up and running, and it seems like Halge is starting to turn towards a direction of what's the word? Prosperity. And that all the towns are going to be doing different things. That the citizens need to prepare themselves for this task.
Sure.
Is this true? And
Uh,
if so, how can a citizen prepare themselves to do the task of that their town has been assigned?
mm, uh, Towns aren't specifically assigned certain tasks. What you need to do, what I highly advise you do, and what will, help our nation infinitely is sign up for a ministry. Whether it be one of the five ministries, well, four or five, depending if you want to count the justice, because it's its own separate entity. I highly recommend you sign up for them. I mean, it will help us so much in
On
getting our economy up, getting the activity
Yes.
up, and everything in between.
And on a note, the propaganda ministry is not necessarily looking for people to help, but we are looking for stories. If you could give stories or anything, if you think your town's doing something cool, if you think that you have a cool interview, you have something you'd like to talk about, some interesting event that happened to you, please reach out to me. I'm very willing to make stuff. I'm currently short on stories for the first newspaper. On that note, look out for the newspaper that's coming soon. Hopefully within the next week.
Could I add a bit?
I could add a bit to that.
No, can I add in a bit?
Oh
I
yeah,
want
sure.
to say
Go ahead.
more.
Yeah.
Uh, the two ministries that we're especially looking for people. Other ones are more. They need less player involvement, but the two main ones, especially the economics ministry, is the Ministry of Economics, the MOE, and the Ministry of Infrastructure, the MOI. Both are looking for a lot of people. The Ministry of Infrastructure is looking for people who can do hard labor and build the city perchance, like as an example, in game, and uh, architects who can build in a creative world. Both are paid very well, and the minister, the Ministry of Economics is also a place where you can have a lot of money potential and a lot of helping out the nation, as there's plenty of roles, collecting minerals, enchanting, creating war sets, all will help the nation. You get paid for every bit.
Yeah. Who are the ministers? That they can reach out to join the
So
ministries.
currently, these are all new developments. At
Mm-hmm.
the moment, we are leaning towards the Minister of Economics being Dominic Grayke, and the Ministry of Infrastructure being Oki, as they are both viable candidates. But we're yet to finalize them to make sure we pick the best person for the job.
Mm-hmm. That's very nice.
Yeah.
Um, if you
Oh, I
can,
mean, yeah, and there's the Ministry of Propaganda, which is led by this man right here.
I do
And then
enjoy my
the
job.
Ministry of Justice, it doesn't really have a minister at the moment, nor does the Ministry of Recruitment.
Mm.
But those ministries aren't as vital. We'll get to them eventually, but for the time being, they're not that vital.
All right. With that, Smoggy, I think we can wrap this up. But if you have any closing remarks, any statement that you want to make to the Haljan people that could, drive them or make their day or change something,
Mm.
what would you say?
You know, a lot is coming. We're going to grow rapidly in these next few weeks and months. Our ascension to being uh, a leading nation on Stoneworks is very close. It's in our grasp. The more you help us out in the ministries, the more uh, be a part of events that will hold, join the religion, and do all the things in between. It will help us grow and gain that goal of being a uh, nation that has supremacy over the world.
All
I
right.
think that's a goal we all want to reach.
I think we all share that. Um, well, with that, folks, this is Blaze, your loyal minister of propaganda, signing off the first Haljan interview.